Don't run! And boom goes the ball!
Good golly, Miss Molly. Demoman is doing numbers on the dance floor with his Wabash cannonballing moves. We need some Mad Milk here stat because he is straight up kicking up some fire. Oh boy, the Blue Brothers are here. Keep on knocking but you can't come in. They got in. Demoman, I know you're having fun twisting the dance floor, but you better jump in the line and put the bomb on those damn dirty blues. Where did he put your atom bomb, baby, Demoman?
Not bad, eh?
I guess that makes sense. Well, hopefully it's gonna work out fine. Do you even know how to use that thing?
Ha! No!
Well, it's not the end of the world. You will survive. Hop on if you like to party. Alright, that's enough music references. There's at least 13 of them. Comment all the ones that he caught. Anyways, Demoman, you have a dance floor to defend. I suppose a loose cannon like yourself will want to use the loose cannon to defend your turf. Well, you are gonna need some tight skills to be able to use that grenade launcher. I'll just get straight into the meat of this weapon, because why else would you use this thing? The main draw of this grenade launcher is its double donk mechanic. It's named that because you are offering a buy one get one free sale on a walloping for the enemy. First you deliver the impact donk, then comes the second explosive donk. It's better to give than to receive. You'll be feeling much happier if you land that successful double donk as you dish out a mini crit on the enemy. Their total will come out to be 130 damage. Thank you and come again for 3 more cannonballs. You will be one-shotting scouts, engineers, stupid smelly snipers, spies, and maybe even making the enemy medic fall to his doom when he gets launched super high. As for the others, they'll be missing a good chunk of their health that you can just finish them off with a single lazy shot. Or you might fling somebody into danger with that funky knockback. Sounds like a sweet song, huh? Ha! Well, it's easier said than done. To double donk, you gotta deal with the double trouble that this weapon brings first. It's tough to aim a projectile on top of doing a little timing minigame, especially since this projectile moves 20% faster, which is gonna throw you off if you're accustomed to the stock launcher or the iron bomber. The 20% projectile speed does allow you to land your shots much easier, but if you lack timing, then you'll just be doing damage that is less than the grenade launchers. You will need to learn how to use the fuse shortening mechanic, and the timing in which your balls will explode. You gotta build that muscle memory, and you gotta put that into practice when the enemy tries to dodge your shots, or if you are constantly fighting different classes with different movement speeds. I swear, heavies are harder to hit if they are revved up and moving. They are the slowest and biggest targets ever, but you might choke. Speaking of big, look at these big balls. No wonder you gotta take the extra time handling these puppies. Did you take a good look at them? Good, because the hitboxes are much smaller. The hitboxes are the same size as the grenades, so don't think that the balls will be easier to land because of the bigger ball model. Going back to hitting big targets, you might think that sentries are easier to hit. I mean, it's not all that different than hitting them with the lock-on mode, right? That's where you're wrong. You will never be able to double donk sentries, and you will never be able to launch sentries up in the air. This means that you'll be doing less damage to sentries, plus the engineer will most likely be able to repair his buildings faster than he can damage and destroy them. Also, your effective range is much shorter than the other grenades, as the shorter detonation time will have the bombs explode before they meet their destination. This weapon is more of an anti-infantry weapon. It is not designed to target buildings. In Team Fortress 2, not real life, a crit roller will easily shred through an entire line of enemies, but it will be a dud when it comes to fighting off engineers. Even mini sentries are a pain in the neck, as you will either have to fire out 3 cannonballs to have the impact damage destroy it, or perfectly time 2 balls to have the impact and explosion damage destroy it. Remember, even if you get a pseudo double donk on a sentry, you will be doing 80 damage max. This will leave sentries with 20 health, and you still gotta worry about the engineer. Just run away and think of a backup plan. Oh, what's that? You can't handle the pressure of handling a mini sentry, an engineer, and readying up your next shot? Your anxieties will blow up in your face. Literally. Holding your balls in for too long will cause them to misfire, and you will lose a nasty amount of health. You want to know what's worse than losing some of your health? Losing your target. Since your balls will push the enemies away, then there's a chance that you might send the target back to safety. If you can manage to bypass all of these setbacks, then you will be styling on all of your haters. Hell, you might become pro. You can even turn some of your negatives into positives. Remember how I said that mistiming your balls can damage you? Well, you'll be packing air and heat when you launch yourself over the enemy with a cannon jump. Hell, I'd say it's more convenient than sticky jumping, as it's much quicker. Though you don't have much control of how much health you want to spend, or how far of a jump you want to go. If you pack a shield with this thing, then you'll be zip-zooming all over the place. That is, if you pick a shield as your secondary. Depending on your situation, you might want to go with the sticky bomb launcher instead. If you are on defense and you have a tough time keeping an eye on your stickies as well as trying to focus on timing your double donks, then you might want to equip the shield. Plus, the shield's defense bonuses will turn you into a rubber wall. You will be able to bounce the enemy back from the point for a much longer period of time due to your effective health. If you're on offense, then the sticky bomb launcher will be very handy when it comes to dealing with your big weakness. Since the loose cannon is horrible with destroying buildings, the sticky bomb launcher will have your back. And this is great because sentries will be much common if you're on offense. Regardless whether or not you are offensive or defensive, shields will be great to use. Since your loose cannon is tricky to use as the enemy gets closer to you, you can just charge away to a safer distance and try again. The best distance to run off and send your balls out will be a medium range to your opponent. You might ask, what is medium range? Well, it's a distance where you can comfortably adjust the fuse time of your cannonballs and make a safe retreat if you mess up. If you truly understand the distance in which the balls will impact the enemy and explode without ever adjusting the fuse, you can very easily farm double donks on a map's chokehold, doorway, or objective. If you mess up your double donk, then it is very likely that the cannon rollers will be more likely to deal damage than the other rollers. So don't feel too bad if you mistime your cannon. Though, don't be surprised if your balls bounce all over the place and miss your target. Trust me, it's alright if you don't land any double donks. Sometimes being a loose cannon can save your skin. Is someone approaching you too quickly and you need some breathing room? Fire all of your shots to push them back. This works best if you cannot afford to ready up a double donk, as a double donk will be much more effective in stunning the enemy. Consider this as a panic option, or if there's a crowd that you want to disperse. There are a couple of targets that you should disperse from either the objective or from their own team. Using the knockback from a double donk or just the impact damage, you can send an Uber heavy back just so he isn't able to rampage through your team and to protect your sentry nest. The same rules apply to medics. You can fling him away from his patient so that he'll be vulnerable by his lonesome, or to remove the Uber charge from the pocket as they get near. Believe me, it's gonna be fun to bully the enemy medic by pushing him around. Nullify his Uber charge in the same way a pyro would air blast an Uber charge into submission. The same rules apply to any other class. You can fling them away from the objective, or fling them into your ravenous team, so that your sentries and teammates can gang up on them. You know, medics aren't the only class that you can make submissive. Since engineers will counter you if you only use the loose cannon, you will be thrilled to hear that you will be countering one of your own counters. This thing can really make air blast happy pyros pissed off at you. Pyros are not able to air blast your cannonballs back to you to do direct damage because of the fuse time. The shorter fuse time will have the ball explode in mid-air, before it even touches you most of the time. You can use this to your advantage. Prime the ball to have it explode in the pyro's face when he goes for a reflect. It won't do mini crit damage to him, but it's better than dealing no damage at all when he reflects all of your pipes to your feet. Oh man. Pair the cannon up with a charge and charge, and he will really be a counter to a pyro. Unless, you know, he uses a shotgun. Don't worry though, with knowledge, love, and a stalwart stance in the face of adversity, you will learn how to overcome any obstacle that you would have once thought was impossible. True mastery of the loose cannon will allow you to juggle the enemy from one double donk into another double donk, leading to a quadruple donk. A fabled feat! Or, you can launch them up in the air and zoom right up into their face to catch them at the end of your bottle. It's your turn to get creative, so get out there and bust a move!
Who's the super cool cop? It always gets the bad guys. Got it, boy! Got a creamy filling.